Today I'm going to be making a video about my new fish tank I got a month ago. So the fish tank is a 55-gallon fish tank. I think it's 48 inches long. I don't know the height, and it's 13 inches wide. So right now I have three, fake plants you get from Petco. They're like $2. And for the fish, we have largemouth bass and a black crappie. These things are really cool. So we caught those fish. I want to say 3 weeks ago, and I had a crappie. I had a bluegill and a perch, but the bluegill was too aggressive and took everyone's food, so we had to let him go, and the perch just died for some reason. So we have little pebbles mixed with bigger size pebbles. You can see if you can see the difference. He wants to be in this camera. And so yeah, I'm thinking about getting like a big rock and putting it in one of the corners over here, so the crappie could hide. Because crappie are like that. You don't want the tank totally full, because if it's totally full, it won't produce as much oxygen. And so you want it just like, I think I have like, what? 3 inches? Yeah, about like 2.5, 3 inches of room before the top of the fish tank, so it could make bubbles and produce quite a bit of oxygen. The fish finder we have is, I think it's a marine, I said fish finder. The tank cleaner is a 75-gallon tank cleaner, so it does really good on this 55-gallon tank. You always want to go a little bit more than what you need, because you won't have to clean as much, and it keeps the fish healthy. I forgot the name of it. It's probably in here somewhere. Yeah, it's right here. A marine lander. I think that's what it's called. It's called a marine land. This thing just totally kicks ass. So yeah, for the fish conditioner, I use Aquan fish conditioner, just like the regular stuff you'd get for goldfish. And you want to put as much, or maybe just a little bit over than what's a little needed. I forgot how many milliliters you need, but it will tell you on the package. So yeah, these guys, they eat really good. They won't probably eat for like the first day or two. They get put in the tank. Don't worry, you don't have to worry about adjusting them to the water temp, because they're wild and they adjust really easily. So yeah, the bass, I think he's about like 10 inches long, and the crappie, he's like 6, 7. So I'm gonna feed him. You could feed him anything that's alive. Night crawlers, you get them at your local tackle shop, and you can also feed them feeder goldfish you get from Petco. So yeah, that works really good. You don't want to overfeed them too much. So I give the bass usually like a worm and a half or 2, and I give the crappie like a half a worm or a worm. So see, I could do this with one hand. So you want, for me, the bass is really aggressive. Like, he'll eat the worm before it even gets an inch in the water. So what I'm gonna do is pinch the worm in half. I have to put that on the camera. worm in half. So you have 2 separate pieces of worm. And you want to, let me do this. For the bass, you want him to come way over here, as far as you can over here, drop it down, and then drop down the worm over here. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Well, the bass just totally destroyed it. So I'll feed him again and try to give the crappie something. This is a big worm. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give the bigger part of the worm to the bass. And I'm going to give the smaller part to the crappie, because one time I gave the crappie too big of a worm, and he kind of like spit it out a little bit, and the bass just took it from his mouth. That was kind of funny. But so I'm going to drop this worm, the big worm, drop this one over here. Get it, crappie? No. Yeah, so basically he's a hog. I think, I could do this again. Bass just, they just eat a lot. So, that's too big of a worm. So I think I did this one time, because the bass is really smart. I went over here. Shit. I went over here. I hold this worm over here to get his attention. So you got his attention. And I drop this worm and throw that worm over there. And the crappie gets it, yeah. So that's usually how it works. Bass, I swear to God, if you take it out of his mouth again. That bass is like just so... I want to be in charge. That might be a little bit too big of a piece of worm for the crappie. But, he'll eat it. You don't want to give him much more than what I just gave him. The bass ate quite a bit, so I usually just feed him once a day. Maybe you could go twice for smaller portions, but the bass had plenty. The crappie, he's small, so that was plenty for him. And yeah, I'm probably going to catch or try to get a smallmouth and then maybe a pumpkin seed to level out the playing field a little bit. And I think a smallmouth will look pretty dope, and so as a pumpkin seed. So yeah, that's it for the video.